Good evening, I'm Sarah Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Discussions held at the Parliament on the principles and priorities of the appropriation bill. Lawmakers demand for increase in investment in agriculture and timely supply of fertilizers to farmers. The weather remains generally cloudy nationwide throughout the day today. Rainfall witnessed in Kathmandu, Koshi and Madhya provinces, snowfall in Pachthar. Scientists successfully eliminate HIV from infected cells using Nobel Prize-winning CRISPR gene editing technology, hoping to ultimately be able to rid the body entirely of the virus. And Nepali squad announced for the T20 series against Ireland A. Kushal Malla, Sompal Kami and Deepender Singh Airi make a comeback. First match this Monday. Parliamentarians have demanded the government for raising budget in agriculture and ensure timely supply of fertilizers to farmers. At today's session of the House of Representatives, lawmakers said the budget in agriculture should be increased to support farmers. Main opposition Nepali Congress, meanwhile, continued with their demand for a parliamentary committee to probe the alleged involvement of Home Minister Ravi Lamichhane in the cooperatives scandal. They warned the next House session will not move ahead unless a probe committee was formed. The session discussed on the priorities of the appropriation bill today. Lawmakers urged the government for a budget that would ensure employment generation in tourism and agriculture sector and priorities for labourers and farmers. At the National Assembly, Chairperson Naren Dahal directed the government to prioritize issues raised by lawmakers. National Assembly Chair Naren Prasad Dahal has issued a directive to implement the suggestions provided by Assembly members on the basis of priority. Chairperson Dahal directed to implement the suggestions on the basis of priority on national parks, wildlife reserves and on the study report on the clash between humans and wildlife in the buffer zone, along with other suggestions given in the past 12 months. Dahal issued the directive after Forest and Environment Minister Nawal Kishore Shah had provided answers to the queries raised by Assembly members on the report. Providing answers to the questions on the discussions held at today's meeting on the appropriation bill, Finance Minister Barsha Manpun assured that the policies and program and the budget would be prepared on the basis of suggestions provided by the Assembly members. Minister Pun said a new model of programs will be introduced by scrapping or restructuring programs and plans that have not given desired results to government investments. Minister for Finance Barsha Manpun has said the next fiscal's budget will prove a base for an economy that is society-oriented, as he responded to questions at the upper house. Minister Pun said the minimum policy priorities and common resolve unveiled by the five-party ruling alliance yesterday was focused on reviving the country's economy. He added the budget would ensure employment generation. Majority members of the upper house had expressed concern on the lack of capital expenditure and rising public debt. The minister accepted the slump in economy was due to lack of development budget and the inability to maintain capital expenditure to expected levels. He highlighted on the issues in productivity and investments and assured that the government through its next budget will take the private sector into confidence and raise investments. According to the Meteorological Forecasting Division, the weather has remained generally cloudy throughout the country today due to partial effects of the westerly low-pressure winds, and parts of Bagmati, Koshi and Madhya provinces have been experiencing rainfall since early this morning. It is raining in Koshi capital Biratnagar and Madhya capital Janakpur Dham, while it has snowed in the Himalayan and high hilly regions. It is also raining in Kathmandu and its surrounding areas. The forecasting division has said that the weather condition will remain the same until tomorrow and there will be gradual improvement after that. The Tribhuvan International Airport has informed that domestic and international flights have been affected due to change in weather condition. Snowfall has been witnessed in high hilly and Himalayan region of Pachthar. The snowfall began at around 7 a.m. early this morning. Locals have said that Charrati, Surketham, Falot, Ilam, Sandatpur and Chiwa Bhanjang of Yangwar, as well as high hilly and Himalayan region of Taplejung has received snowfall. Falelung had not witnessed snowfall during this year's winter season. In the meantime, local farmers have been enthused as snow helps revive winter crops. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what do you think of the government's minimum policy priorities and common resolution? Your options are A, traditional, B, encouraging, and C, best if implemented. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for international update. South Korean and U.S. troops held joint drills today and practiced installing pontoon bridges to ferry tanks and other armored vehicles across rivers. Main battle tanks, armored personnel carriers and other military vehicles were seen crossing the assembled bridge over the Imjin River in Yeoncheon, north of Seoul. Authorities said the drill involved about 470 soldiers from various South Korea and U.S. military units, as well as 65 pieces of engineering equipment and helicopters from the U.S. Army. North Korea, which tested multiple rocket launchers on Monday, condemned the stepped-up joint drills as provocative rehearsals for invasion and proof of hostile intent by Washington and its allies. Russia has continued rescue operation for 13 miners who got trapped after gold mine collapsed in the Amur region in the east of the country. The grouping of rescuers on site was reinforced by additional specialists. The volume of rubble at a mine in Russia's far east, where 13 miners have been trapped since an accident on Monday, is 9 times bigger than previous estimates, state news agency RIA reported today, citing emergency services. The accident occurred at the Pioneer Mine, one of the largest gold mines in Russia based on processing capacity, Russian media reported. The mine is located in the eastern Siberia Amur region that borders China to the south. The mine is owned by sanctions-hit Russian copper and gold producer UMMC. Now, South Sudan, the world's youngest nation, is being hit by an intense heat wave, prompting the government to order the closure of all schools for 2 weeks' time. The decision comes as the country grapples with ongoing violence, the impacts of climate change, and a recent surge of refugees crossing the border from Sudan. Juba residents are facing inflated prices for ice and water as demand surges in response to the heat. The closure has found support among educators, including school principals at Juba schools, who acknowledge the difficulty of maintaining a conducive learning environment during such intense heat. Parents, meanwhile, express mixed feelings about the government's decision. While they are relieved that their children are protected from exposure to the extreme weather by schools closing, they remain worried as there will be no one to look after children at home. Temperatures are expected to soar to 45 degrees Celsius. And that is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.